This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. And with me in studio right now, I have John Ingram from Cross Country Mortgage. John, and Ernie, feel free to chime in, but I want to talk a little bit about this tax law, these tax law changes.
Sure.
Let's talk about the deduction for mortgage interest got reduced.
Yeah, so previously you could have up to $1 million mortgage, deduct the interest from that mortgage,
right,
and go forward. They made 2 tweaks, and one I haven't heard talked about really anywhere else, so maybe this will be news for you. They lowered the deduction to $750,000 and below. Right? And then one thing they seemed to snuck in on me, was home equity lines are no longer going to be deductible.
So if you have a HELOC, John, can they come to you and just turn it into a regular second?
You can convert to or fix a second mortgage in many cases.
Okay.
An equity line.
Yeah.
I'd be curious about whether or not that changes the classification with the IRS. I would expect so.
Now, the other thing that didn't happen, we thought that they were going to change the capital gains exemption until 5 years, but they didn't. They left it alone.
That's correct. Yeah, there was talk and this sort of thing that would change your exemption related to the profit from the sale of your house. Right. The old rule was 2 out of the last 5 years.
Right.
Live in the house 2 out of the last 5. The profit that you make from that house is exempt from taxes up to $500,000. Right. That was rumored to be changed to 5 out of the last 8.
Right.
And good news is they left it alone.
They left it alone.
We are staying at the 2 out of the last 5.
1031 exchanges
they didn't mess with those. Those investors out there doing 1031 exchanges on their money continue life as normal.
A 1031 exchange, guys, is and I'm going to oversimplify a little bit, but basically if you have an investment property, you can sell it and reinvest those funds into a new investment property and not have to pay capital gains on that. That's how you can avoid it. That's what a 1031 is, just in general.
You're transferring from one investment to a new investment, never taking the money personally, therefore it's not taxed.
So let's talk about these other tax laws that are affecting us across the country. They capped the amount of taxes you can deduct off your federal income tax, combining your real estate tax and your state income tax.
Yeah, they call it SALT out there. State and local tax.
Right. And what they said was no more than $10,000 deduction. Now, here in Nevada, I don't see it as impactful because, first of all, we don't have state income tax.
Right, but we get a sales tax deduction, right? Which that falls under that umbrella to be combined with your property taxes.
Property taxes.
So if those two are in excess of $10,000, you reach the cap.
Gotcha.
If they're less than $10,000, then you realize your full write-off when you're itemizing your deductions.
As we talk about these taxes on a national level, and the impact is yet to, we won't know for another couple of years the impact of this. Obviously, it doesn't even really take effect till next year for the vast majority of it, and it will impact people's paychecks. They say as soon as February in terms of the amount they're deducting from paychecks. But it won't really impact your taxes until at least much more than a year from now.
Correct.
And then beyond that, we really won't feel the overall impact for several years probably.
Yeah, we hope, or they hope, in passing the law, that you'll get that stimulus directly. Companies will pay their employees more. Right. That money can then be spent on houses and cars and who knows, college education, anything like that.
Indeed. And all of those things will be impacted. Everything will be impacted. It is a sweeping tax change. It's pretty dramatic. It's pretty dramatic what they've done, particularly for businesses. The pass-through becomes something for those of us who have small businesses. The pass-through becomes an impactful thing.
Yep.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with host Harvey Blankfeld. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.